Hi, welcome to my studio. I'm Terri Conrad and this is Bloom True. There is such a fun project planned for you today. We're going to use a large sheet of mixed media paper and create an abstract painted zine. I will take you through layer by delicious layer, beginning with gesso, some collage, some stenciling and mark making, and ultimately finish it off with some image transfers with gel matte medium. Let's get started. This is the 18 by 24 sheet of mixed media paper, and I'm going to pull the camera back here a little bit. I've got these colors. I'm working in pinks and greens and yellows with maybe a touch of blue and maybe a pop of a really bright pink and bright blue. I'm inspired by these smaller zines that I've made, and especially this one. In some of the places, what I did was lay down a layer of gesso before I painted, and it just gave a really cool texture to the paper. And I love the subtleness and the simpleness of the mark making and the colors. I've got some pink and gold, and here you can see the pink and green and yellow with some mark making. Pardon me. I have a mechanical pencil, a charcoal pencil, a bone folder, a stippling brush, a palette knife, my brayer, and a variety of brushes. We've got some gesso, and there's another zine that I made, more palette knives, and then I've got a couple dishes that I like to pour and mix some of my acrylic paints in. And next, these are some of the collage sheets that are digital downloadable sheets. This is all illustrated art by me. So we've got some flowers and a fun frame, words, hand-lettered words. Look at this cute little bird. I love that. Talk to yourself with kindness. I love that. I printed mine in reverse, and that way, if I choose to do a transfer, it'll work with that. And then I've got all these fun little black and white collage sheets that I'm gonna cut and tear and add color to. So, and I've got my Posca pens and my Stabilo crayons. And this is actually going to be the first time I'm using the Stabilos. My bubble wrap, which is a staple in journaling, and then all these fun stencils. These are what I grabbed, but I'm not sure that I'll end up using them all, but they are some of my favorites that I've used. There's for some large scale lettering. This is one of my all-time favorites. I wish I could remember where it's from, and I don't seem to see it marked on the stencil, but it's fun. Fun little circles. And then this is a brand new one that I have that just has a lot of fun shapes and words and numbers. This is number L184. Oh, it's by Seth Apter, and it's from Stencil Girl. So I think I'm going to break this one out and definitely use it. So in this next module, let's get started. I'm going to clear this area so that we can begin creating, and you can watch along with me, and I hope you create along with me. Thanks. Because this sheet is so large, you may not see from corner to corner and edge to edge. But what I'm going to do is begin by laying down, and I did not tape it, but I'm going to begin by laying down a very light and loose layer of gesso. And what I mean by loose is that I have no intention to cover the whole sheet. I want sections of the paper to peek through because they will accept the paint in a different manner than the parts of the paper that have the gesso laid down on it. And then the gesso also adds some fun texture to your paper and makes it kind of fun to touch and explore once your piece is completely finished. I've got some golden gel matte medium. You can use a glue stick if you want. Here's a glue stick. That was liquid glue. This is Yoo-Hoo. You can use whatever you like, but I do kind of enjoy using the gel matte medium. And so I'm going to open that up, and I'm just going to begin by tearing some of these sheets. And I'm not even thinking about how I'm doing this. I'm just tearing, and then we'll begin pasting. I love this one. It's got these fun little lines and squigglies, and there's little tiny hearts or leaves depending on how you look at it. So that's kind of fun. Okay, that one came out kind of curly. And scallops are always fun to play with, for me anyway. Okay, I'm going to set that aside. And here we have more fun scallops. And you can have them go down, you can have them go up. Okay, I'm going to use a flat brush to lay this down. I get my brush wet first so that the bristles are nice and pliable. And then I'm just going to paste this on here. And again, I'm just randomly applying this to the paper. And we'll see how it looks when we're all finished. Okay, these are the colors that I'm using for my Stabilo. Oh, I love this combination. We've got this soft kind of corally pink. We've got a hot pink, kind of a lime green, turquoise, yellow, and this is gold. I'm going to set the gold aside right now. And I'm just going to begin. Here's the fun part. This is like being a kid when you're in front of an easel in kindergarten. Again, no rhyme, no reason. You're just scribbling and having fun. And remember to breathe through the process. Make big circles. Come in with the yellow. Maybe some green. And this is going to give it pop. This blue, I love this turquoise blue. And did I get this color down? Okay, there we go. Look at that. Very pretty coral pink. Really nice. I like that. Okay, so I've gone over the marks with my Stabilo with a wet scruffy brush and really just smushed everywhere. And I put the dryer on it, but I see there are still puddles of water that I want to lift, so I'm taking a paper towel and just gently dabbing. And remember, we've got so many more layers to go. So, oh, look at that, how pretty. I like that. Okay, so it looks like we're doing pretty good here, drying. I'm gonna set that aside. I also keep baby wipes next to me just to either wipe up my own hands or if I make a little faux pas in what I'm creating. What do I want to do next? Okay, I'm gonna bring these colors in. We've got pink, blue, green, yellow, and another shade of pink. And I've got, this is a vintage white. It's an off-white, which is something that I lean toward versus a bright white. But I'll use a bright white for mixing when that time comes. Okay. Shake that up. And I'm just going to squirt some on the paper. And I'm going to use the silicone brush again. And let me move this over a little bit. It's next to impossible to get the full sheet of paper on camera because of the size of the paper, the scale of the paper. But I'll shift it around and move it a little bit for you guys. Let me put these up here. Oops. All right, I have some pink and yellow here. It is number 6447, Conch Shell by Folk Art. And I don't know if this is still available. I picked up probably a dozen of these Moda acrylic paints from Target. Oh my gosh, almost a year ago. So, and they come in really fun colors. That's what the yellow is. So I think I'm going to use my palette knife and mix these up. And I'm hoping to get kind of a coral color. Oh, there it goes. It's coming. More of a muted yellow. I might need more pink in there. These little Petri dishes are perfect for paint mixing. I think I got these on Amazon some time ago, and I bought just like a whole package of them. You can let your acrylic paints dry in there. You can wash them out. You can use them for watercolor, mixing your watercolors. Okay, now I'm going to do something typically blue and yellow will make green. So I'm going to use what's left over in here. I'm exploring right now. We'll see what happens. I added a little bit of that blue in here. It's going to give it a yellow undertone. Ooh, that's pretty. Kind of a minty green. Oh, I like that. You know, the other day I was standing here painting and I had one of these bottles, the little ones from Target. They're only 2 ounces, but boy, I knocked it off of the table here, and I have carpet on the floor in my studio, and it spilled. I actually posted a reel on Instagram with it because you can hear me. It's a little bit of a blooper. You can hear me in the background, kind of concerned, I guess you could say, having dropped it on the carpet. But my husband washed it out and all is good. I like that. Okay. Cool, cool, cool. Very pastel, but that's okay. We're gonna give this some depth when we start some mark making and using our stencils, and I might add some black with that. And then of course we've got the collage sheet with the fun words and frames and shapes and all that good stuff. Let's add some green. Okay, I'm squeezing this right out of the bottle. Again, I have no plan, so I'm just winging it here. And I think what I'm gonna do is spread and scrape it into my little palette dish. Okay, I think I'm gonna take a wipe and maybe scrape a little. This is a fun way to add texture also while your paint is still wet. And you just basically scrub with the wet wipe. I think I'm gonna need another wipe. All right, I think we need to let this dry and then we'll move on to the next step. So my sheet is fairly dry again, and I definitely want to add some of this direct turquoise without mixing it with any colors. But before I do that, I thought I might use some of these stencils. Let's see, I know I want numbers, and I think that one, yeah, that's got some numbers in it right there. This is the Seth Apter one from Stencil Girls. And rather than use this circle one, I'm going to get out a mark making tool and use it. Okay, I've got two lids, one medium size, one small, and this is where the black is going to come in. And I have, you can use, well, I will. I have some black gesso, and I think I'm just going to use that rather than black paint. The black paint is just a bit more expensive. So, there, I got it on my thumb, and I'm just going to scrape it through the stencil right there. Okay, where is my, here it is. So I have a little stipple brush. I'm going to use this and just lightly coat the tip of the brush. And we'll come in here and stencil a bit. Let me move those over. I'm going to move all of this over. Woo-wee, how fun, fun, fun. Okay, we'll do some more up here. And as you're stenciling, I suggest you be a bit random. Don't feel like you have to stipple the complete stencil. I've just used elements of it. Let's, okay, I'm gonna, there's a lot on there, okay. You can even place it diagonally. Love, love, love. Let's do one more on this side. Pick my paper up a little. Okay, I'm going to set that aside and let's do some numbers. What are they trying to say right there? And I think I'll do it off the page here too. There we go. 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna do one more right here. 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, all right, all right. Okay, next, where did my little, I'm knocking everything over here. Here they are. Okay. Set that aside because I'm probably going to use it. So I'm just going to tap that in there. Oh, made some splatters. That's cool. Again, off the page, it gives it interest. I'm still so curious as to how this is going to look when I'm finished with it. We'll see. On here. That's fun. Kind of a distressed look. You can roll it right through your circles. And it gives them a distressed look. Very cool. Okay, look at my hand. All right. Do we want to do bubble wrap? All right. Why not? Wow. Okay, I think I need to wash up because I don't want to touch anything that I don't want paint on. So I'm going to pause this for a moment. Okay, my hands are clean. I rinsed out my tools. I have a clean water vessel and I have a white Posca pen, and I am going to move some of these black marks forward, lift them up, I guess you could say, by adding some white. And I still have an awkward grip with any of my tools that I'm using because I had joint replacement surgery on these two fingers and they're still not working like I need them to. So like my index finger won't even bend. So if you notice I have an awkward grip, that is why. See how that makes the black just pop a little? I like that. That's fun. I think I'll do that over here too. Got a little green on my pen. Again, just mark making. Little lines, scallops. And I didn't do any up here. I'm just making little dots here. That's kind of fun. I'm gonna do that here. Again, this is pure playtime. Pardon me. We are not making masterpieces. We are here for the process and the experience. And whatever the end result ends up being is okay. Sometimes it'll turn out and exceed your expectations. Other times it'll be like, oh, what did I do? And you can kind of learn from that. Learn from the experience, what you like, what you don't like, what your go-to marks are. What your favorite tools are. I hear my golden retriever Piper drinking water in the background. I don't know if the recording is picking that up. Okay, here we go. So I think I'm going to, I've got this, and I think what I want to do, this is the one that is reverse printed because I want to do gel transfers. So I think the next step will be, well, let's see here. Do I want to add? I've got these and I'm wondering if I want to add a pop or if it's busy enough as it is. Maybe I think I'm going to use this Seth Apter stencil again, and there's just some fun lines in here and little squares. I'm kind of drawn to those right now. Oh, here's the word content. I like that. Proof. Here's some more elongated rectangles. I don't know if you can see that in the camera. So I think that's what I'll do. So I'm gonna just put a dab of this in a dish. There's already some blue in there, and that's probably much more than what I need. And where is my stencil brush? Here it is. Set that dish aside. Okay, I'm just going to start right where the stencil is. And lift and see what we have. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Perfect. That was a good choice. It just adds a pop of color, and I like that. I'm going to add the elongated marks right here. Thank you, Seth Apter, for the fun stencil. These are different. Okay, yeah, kind of cool. Can you see that right there? Is that in camera? Just really simple lines. You can achieve this if you don't have a stencil. Just get a small piece of cardboard and put some paint on the edge of it, and you could probably achieve a very similar look. There's a paint splotch right there. do that again right here. Oh, I need more paint. Okay, anywhere else? Anywhere else? Let me move these aside. Yeah, I want to do something over here. Okay, so that's that. And now the question is, do I want to add some of that hot pink? Where did I place that? Here it is. That's bright. I could dumb it down with a little bit of white. That was hard to open. Okay, let's see how that goes. I need that. Okay, well, it could use some more white, but I don't care. I like it. It's good the way it is. I am, however, going to get a clean stencil brush. Let's set those aside, and that. And we'll use this stencil. Pretty. Yep, another good choice. Some orange would be pretty in here too, to give it a little bit of pop. I'm going to turn the stencil. Yeah, this is turned vertical. Turn it kind of diagonal. Again, just to give the end result some interest. I like how this hot pink looks, kind of an opera pink on top of the black. My sheet is sufficiently dry for me. So now we are going to begin folding. You want to take your sheet and turn it over and fold it in half. Align your corners here. And this is where your bone folder will come in handy. Let me make sure I get this in camera view. So you want to take your bone folder and just go across. If you don't have a bone folder, you can use a brayer. All right. We're going to open it up. We've got that fold. Your painting is on the inside. Now, you want to turn your paper and you're going to fold it on the short side, the short width. And here's my bone folder. And then we're going to open it up and you want it laid out horizontally. And you're going to fold, you've got your center fold here. You're going to take your edge and fold it in. Make sure your corners are properly positioned. Take your bone folder, crease that edge, and then you'll do the same with the left side. Fold the edge into the center fold. And crease with your bone folder. And so now we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different pieces here. I'm coming back with the sheet turned over so the art is on the underneath side, and I'm going to crease this again with my bone folder. Bring this side in, again crease it with my bone folder. All right, we've got these yummy creases in here, and we're going to fold our sheet with in a horizontal position. So the 24-inch is going up and down. Whoops, I'm so sorry about that. We're folding it in half with the art side up. And I'm going to cut from the center fold right here to the center fold right here. And let's see here. This has become quite thick with all the paint and gesso on it. And I want it to go right to that center crease. So now we've got our large piece of paper still horizontally positioned, and now we can begin folding it. So you've got your art facing up. You're going to fold it in and let that hill be on the center fold and the valleys on the left and right, and then you just bring them in, and you've got your zine, which is ready to journal in. And the next step, and it's actually two-sided, so the next step will be to take some of these fun design elements that we have here and glue them onto the journal. So I've cut out these two elements, the Shine Bright and this floral, and kind of position them where I want them for my cover. So I'm going to open up my gel matte medium on the paper. And put Shine Bright right there. Does it look straight? And the floral right there. And then I'm going to take my bone folder and just press down to help release the ink from the paper onto the book, onto the journal. And I still have this wet wipe, and I've got a little gel matte medium here. I think I'll wipe that off. Don't need the extra. Okay, here comes the reveal. And I typically will peel back just a little bit to see how it's transferring, and it's looking pretty good. Oh, that one needs a little more gel matte medium. So let that sit there for just a moment while we peel back the Shine Bright lettering. Just begin gently scraping away the paper. I'm going to actually get it wet. It'll make it a little easier to scrape away. There we go. Yeah. Okay. And you can always come in with a black pen and, oh, the paint's lifting right there. You can come in with a black pen and fill in where some of the transfer might not have come through, like the word shine. So I'm going to come in with a black pen. I've got a Sharpie. That's just what I grabbed. There. Shine Bright. I think I'll accentuate the branches here a little bit. So that's the cover, and then you can just go through and design and decorate, write words, do lettering on the rest of your zine. You can open it up from the back side. You've got a center page there that you can journal on. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial today. It was a lot of fun. I'm Terri Conrad. This is Bloom True. Thank you for being here. And you can help me out by giving me a thumbs up for this tutorial, subscribing to this channel, and follow me on Instagram at bloom_true. And if you want these digital printables, again, you can get those at bloom-true.com. And they are an immediate download as soon as the purchase is made. I hope you guys enjoy this. Have a good one. We'll see you next time.